how to foster resilience and agility. Do you ever wonder why some people seem to bounce back from life's toughest challenges while others struggle to cope? Adapting to stress, adversity, and challenging situations is crucial for maintaining well being and recovering from setbacks. But how do we develop and enhance this vital ability to bounce back, called resilience? Do you want to learn some practical steps so you can strengthen your resilience and agility? Then you're in the right place. Our guest today is going to share some practical tips and techniques for improving and fostering this resilience with self awareness and positive relationships. And if you want to learn, stay with us. Welcome to Happy and Healthy Mind program number 137. This episode is sponsored by shifahealth.org, dedicated to optimizing mental health and well-being. And I'm your host, Dr. Rozina Lakhani. I help high achievers prevent burnout, anxiety, and depression at all stages. I have been serving over the last 26 years as an integrative MD psychiatrist, a best-selling author, speaker, and a university professor. I believe that prevention is the best medicine. Therefore, in these programs, we share tips for optimizing mental wellness so you could prevent unnecessary suffering due to stress-related illnesses and live your best life with hope, health, and happiness. This program is for educational purposes only, so please consult your healthcare professional for any medical advice. And today, our guest is Helena Demyunck. She is a remarkable advocate for smart, conscious, and high-achieving women. She's dedicated to helping women overcome their inner barrier and build unstoppable momentum in every aspect of their lives. Recognizing that many women feel trapped by their own limitation and disconnected from their full potential, Helena empowers them to access their inner strength and realize their true capabilities. Through her guidance, women become aware of, truly become, and learn to make significant impact on the world. So, all right, let's jump in. Thank you, Helena, for joining us today, all the way from Spain.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Rozina, for having me. You do such an amazing work. Your work is so important, and I'm just honored to contribute to that. Wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you. So tell me, Helena, how did this topic become important in your life?
Resilience became important in my life. I would say I became aware of the importance because resilience always has been important and is for everybody. The moment I would say kind of hit rock bottom, that was like 4.5 years ago when I decided to move from Belgium to Spain. And I was looking forward to that because my heart is in Spain and I know this place for a long time. And some dramatic things in my life happened. I needed to, I had to make decisions and I decided to go to Spain. So I took my car full of boxes, my heart full of dreams, and my head full of plans, driving to 2,000 kilometers to Spain. I arrived there, and 3 days later, we were in the confinamiento, the big lockdown. And Spain had a serious lockdown in 2020 because we were not allowed to go anywhere. And for like 2 or 3 years, also, nobody was allowed to travel. And my business in coaching, an important part was retreats. So you can imagine how disruptive the whole situation was. And there, the first moment I panicked. Like, what is going on here? How am I going to cope with this? How am I, I was really struggling. And I felt my energy and my focus, I felt everything going south. And I said, but wait a minute. This is not the first time that I have, a very serious issue or that my plans don't work like I hoped for. What is it that made me bounce back all the other times? I was not really aware of that. And how can I implement that now? And so that was the moment where I began systematically to make an inventory of all I could do to build that resilience muscle, to stand strong, to work around things, to bounce back and to bring that energy and vibration again that was also so appealing for my clients. Because when you are in panic mode, when you are in contraction, nobody is interested to hear you or to work with you. You need to go again in expansion, and that is, you can only do that when you have this muscle of, I'm here, I can do this. And that was basically when I started to build the strategies in order to keep that resilience muscle fit, basically. And this is also, of course, then when I started practicing with my clients. Yeah.
Yeah, wonderful,
Do I
wonderful.
resonate?
Yeah. So how did life change after you started applying those strategies? What changes did you notice?
Well, I changed a lot of changes, and I noticed a lot of changes in myself because I was more confident.
Mm-hmm.
I was more present.
Mm-hmm.
I was more in focus and aligned with the needs of my clients. I was able to serve again. Because when I was in this protection mode, I was worried about me. What is going to happen? Am I going to keep my business? Am I going to be able to, these things? And when I started to build my strength again, I was there in a different way. I showed up in a different way. My body language, my narrative, my connection was different. And people, felt like, okay, this is working. This is where we want to be. This is the person who can guide us also in our own journey. Because a lot of women are looking to build resilience. A lot of women are, life is happening, and
Right.
life is throwing curveballs.
Yeah, and people don't realize when you are in that fear and a confined form, you are not performing at your best. So you started performing at your best. How did it impact your health or relationship? Did it impact other aspects of your life too?
Absolutely, because I think it's like a circle. Because one of the elements to build resilience is taking care of yourself. So I developed strategies, like, because also there was this confinamiento. So the commitment I made with myself is that every week I would speak with two people on Zoom that I know, like friends and family, because I was completely isolated here in Spain. I was looking for the isolation, but not for the one that was added by the lockdown, and also to talk with two people that I don't know. So I connected on LinkedIn with people that had like a vibrating, energizing profile, and I said, "Hey, can we jump on a call and see how we can support each other?" And also, I said, "I will do walks." So I can, be in nature, calm down, be mindful, breathe healthy oxygen, things like that. So because of me doing that, I felt better. And because of me feeling better, I had more energy and also more appeal to do that. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, it's the one thing helping the other, if you
Yeah.
understand what I
Yeah,
mean.
it's snowball effect. So like, you do one thing,
Exactly.
you feel like doing other thing, then you feel like doing other thing, and things get better.
Exactly. And I slept better because I took this walk at night instead of Netflix binging. So you sleep better. When you sleep better, everybody knows
Yeah.
that you perform better, that your mind is working, that your brain is working better. I also started really being very mindful on my food, what I ate, because
So,
when
so
you
you
don't
started kind of
time,
telling us all the tools that helped you, and that was my next question. Let's teach
yeah,
some of the tools that helped you. So
mm,
basically, once you started applying these tools, it helped you become more confident. You kind of felt healthier because you were sleeping and eating better and exercising better. And it also
yeah,
impacted your relationship as you were building new relationship and it's
exactly.
reestablishing the old relationship. So that's wonderful. I've
Mm,
always, as part of our wellness recommendation, like, 5 wellness tools that we teach: nutrition, sleep, exercise, mindfulness. And fourth one is social connectedness. So I always ask people or give them assignment to talk to at least 2 people every day. But you added another layer, talking to 2 people you know and 2 people you don't know. So you're also expanding your circle. That's wonderful. I love that.
absolutely.
So yeah, so let's share with our audience what are some of the tools that they can use in their life to build their resilience now. Although the lockdown is over, but there are lots of stressors are still going on,
Oh
and
my
we have to
God,
deal with them
absolutely.
day to day. So yeah, so
Yeah.
what would be your first recommendation on strategies to build this resilience?
Yeah. Well, a very important strategy is to connect with yourself.
Mm.
to connect with the best part of yourself, to connect with the part of you that is really performing and thriving. And we all have access to that part. We all remember moments or situations where we are at our best. And it is using that part as a resource and also as a means of building your confidence and building your resilience to understand that you can access this part only when things are things are difficult, when things are tough. And this connection with yourself and the conversation that you have with yourself, I always say, mind your words. What are you thinking? And this is in terms of, when we are doing very routine things, or when we are driving, or when we are like me here in Spain, watering the plants, we tend to start thinking without being very conscious. And our brains are wired a little bit in the way that we think the bad things. We start complaining, or I haven't heard her or him in a couple of weeks. Is there something wrong? This is how we start thinking. And it is about being aware of what we think, and take all these negative thoughts, like weeds in the garden, take them out of our heads and replace them with positive thoughts, with successes, practicing gratitude. So it is very much about your own mindsets and your own conversations with yourself to build them in a positive way, not in a naive way, but focus on what works instead of focusing on what doesn't work. Focus on what you can do instead of focusing on what you cannot do yet. So this is a very important strategy.
Let me ask you this question. So are you recommending that we practice mindfulness in everything we do, or are you saying that set up a time of the day when you actually intentionally try to connect with yourself?
I would say, if possible, both. This time of the day that you really intentionally connect with yourself, for me, is in the morning, when you set your intention of how you want to be that day. This is what I do every morning. Instead of thinking, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that, I forgot to do this yesterday, and you get up in stress before your first leg is on the floor, you're already in stress. I set my intention. Like, today, I want to be curious. If something happens, I'm not going to be judgmental. I want to be curious. This is your intention for today. Or I want to be patient. Or I want to be super, super kind for myself. This is a morning practice. Yeah. My evening practice that I can recommend, and there's a lot of research done there, is a gratitude practice. So every evening I take my journal. It's like 5 minutes. And I write down 3 things that I am grateful for that happened in my professional life, 3 things I'm grateful for that happened in my personal life, and 3 things that I am grateful for myself. Something I did good, a strength, a skill that I demonstrated that day. And so if you have these 2 moments and you do that for a couple of weeks, just try it. I mean, it doesn't cost you anything. You will feel the shift during day, because you will be consciously and unconsciously looking for the things that you can be grateful for. Because in the evening, you will write them down. And so you will create this whole new focus on things that are working, that are successful, that are there to be grateful for, because the world is so abundant with things that are positive. And whenever we open a newspaper or we open television, we only see the negative things. And it is about making it is about bouncing back to that also.
Yeah, that's
Shifting from
beautiful.
that.
That's beautiful. I have been doing my gratitude journal for last now 19 years. Every morning, my gratitude practice is the morning practice.
Mm-hmm.
So when I get up, the first thing I do is I write my gratitude. I don't divvy up like you divvy up in terms of 3 things professionally and personally, appreciating yourself. I just start with today I'm grateful for, and I start with like life opportunity. So today I woke up, that's a life opportunity, and then health, happiness, harmony, home, hope. And then I write down 3 good things that happened yesterday, and then the 3 good things I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I
And
like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then I do an advanced gratitude. I'm grateful in advance that. And so, like, your intention is my advanced gratitude. I kind of put down what already grateful for in advance. So that practice has really helped me. And I love your practice of setting the intention in the morning and then wrapping up with the gratitude in the evening. And I've seen both ways. Some people like to do more evening gratitude, and some people like to do morning. I'm the morning person, so I do morning. In the evening, I do sometimes think about 3GT and LFT, like 3 good things that happened today and 3 things that I'm looking forward to. One of my patients told me she writes a joy journal. So she writes all the things that brought her joy that day in the
Beautiful.
evening.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
either way, I kind of, to our listeners, suggest, invite, if you are listening to this program, try different strategies, see which one works. Like Helena said, there is so much research on benefits of a gratitude or appreciation practice for our mental health and well-being, that it would be a really loss if you're not able to utilize on such a simple thing and improve our mental health and well-being. So that is
Exactly.
one of the best strategy you have, is morning intention and evening gratitude. Great.
Yeah.
What's the second
Yeah.
strategy you would
So
suggest?
the first strategy is the connection you have with yourself.
Oh, okay,
And the
that's
second strategy is the connection you have with others. Because we are not aware how supported we are. And if we are not, change your connections. I would say be very, very careful who you are surrounding yourself with. I'm not saying break with family members or break with friends that are not having your back, but be careful. It is so important that we surround ourselves and we have some people that really have our backs, that are our supporters and our fans, and that help us out also with like sponsorship, because sometimes we feel alone in what we want to accomplish. We feel alone in what we suffer. We feel alone in what we struggle with. And it is so important to be able to share that and to understand that there are people around us that are there to help us and that looking for, to support and to help us. And we sometimes want to do everything alone because we don't want to bother other people, or we don't want to admit that we are struggling with something. We're a little bit ashamed, or our ego is running. And then there we are with our struggles all on our own. And we're like in this hamster wheel, thinking the same all the time. So expand there also, connect and build that relationships and make them, in reciprocity. You know, reach out to help people, to support people, just to be a shoulder or a listening ear or whatever, and you will receive the same. So for us, especially for women, it is about learning to receive, learning to receive help, to receive support, to receive sponsorship, and connect with other people. Basically, some people say, I don't have time, or I don't know when I can do this, or I don't know where these people are, or these people don't have time. These are all limiting beliefs. You don't have to have 20 people that support you, but 2 or 3 might be awesome. And it
one.
might be people that you're not, think of at the first moment, but
Mhm.
just go to your mental contact list and see who's there for you, and send them a thank you note, or send them just a nice message to WhatsApp. It costs you 15 seconds to
Yeah.
connect and to keep that connection going, because we are not on the world to be alone. And building resilience is also being able to have this network of people and
Mhm.
have these resources around you.
That's
Does
wonderful.
that make
Totally
sense?
agree. I totally agree. I sometimes also advise people to just say, call a person, a friend from like 20 years back. Hey, I have not heard from you. Just wanted to check in. How you doing? Just starting with like, I'm sorry I have not been able to reach you earlier, but I was thinking about you. I remember the good time we had in past and just wanted to send you my wishes, or just check in. Just check in. How are you
Exactly.
doing? Instead of like feeling bad, or that person has not contacted me, or like how can I reach out, just reach out. Like if they didn't do it, that's okay. You can
Yeah.
always do it. So that's wonderful. And
Mm.
so for the third tip, I thought, like, you were talking about a visualization practice that you do. Maybe that's
Mhm.
one thing that we can teach our audience. Would you like to teach that?
Absolutely. Basically, this is something that I do I do on myself, and I also do with my clients. I also have them on MP3. So maybe if there's people that want the full version, they're very welcome to send me a message, and I will send them to them. But can we do that right now? How much time do
Yes,
we
yes,
have?
I'll be your guinea pig. Teach me.
How much time do we have?
5 minutes.
5 minutes? Okay. Then I will do the visualization for the connection with yourself. All right.
Sure.
So, and the audience can do this. I mean, nobody sees you. So just go with us. Yeah. So just sit comfortable wherever you are sitting, in a chair or in the sofa or on a mat, wherever. Just sit comfortable and close your eyes. Gently close your eyes and start breathing consciously. So in through your nose and out through your mouth. And just set aside everything that kept you busy today and everything that might keep you busy later today. And just focus on yourself. And with every breath you take, breathe in calm, breathe in energy, oxygen. And when you exhale, breathe out stress, your worries, and just connect with yourself. And feel how your feet are connecting with the ground. And send that breath, transform your breath in energy, and let that energy go your lungs, through your belly, and go down to your feet and make the connection with the earth. And feel the energy of Mother Earth and breathe it in. Let it come up through your feet, over your legs, your knees, your thighs, in your belly, and let it fill your heart. Very good. And now focus on the connection with yourself from your heart center. And connect with that part of you that is very, very strong, that is creative, that is resourceful. Think of moments or periods or specific situations. It can be in your professional life, in your personal life, where you are standing strong. Maybe when you are showing up for your children, maybe when you are, creating a project with your team members in the company, when you are negotiating with a client, think of a moment that you are very, very strong and connect with that part and breathe it in, feel it. Very good. And feel how that part can expand. If you breathe in it, you can make it bigger. You can make it bigger and even bigger. And visualize yourself. How do you show up in these moments? How do you stand or sit? What's your facial expression? How do you talk? What do you say? What's your tone? What's your vibration? And breathe in that. Yes. And tone that up. Make it bigger. Make it brighter. Because this part is the part that can help you also when things are tough, when things are not going your way, when life throws these curveballs at you that you didn't expect. This part is there for you. Even if you feel small at that moment, if you don't know how to respond, if you don't know how to react, if you sometimes don't even know where you are because this is happening, this powerful part of you is there and you can access it. You can access it through this visualization that you can repeat at any time. You can access it by just sitting still under a tree, by just standing straight, breathing, and have the sun shining on you. You can access that part and you can use it to build your resilience, to build your agility, to go around things, to bounce back. Because this part is you. And just remember that you always have access to this part. Beautiful. And I'm going to count to 5. And when we are at 1, you can open your eyes and feel a little bit different. So 5, 4, 3, prepare to open your eyes. 2, 1, and gentle open your eyes and wibble a little bit with your hands and with your feet. Just get out of that state and see for yourself, feel for yourself what has changed. And this is basically a practice that you can do at any time, connecting with that strong part. And if you want more, there's a lot more of these visualizations for you to experience. All
Beautiful.
right.
Beautiful.
You're
Thank you so
welcome.
much. Yeah. I almost feel more confident. And,
Mm-hmm.
and when you were talking about, like, feeling the sun on your body, I was like just having this victorious pose, and I was like, yeah, it feels good.
Power
So,
pose.
so much.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah.
And, I
Beautiful.
got a lot of tips from today, and my favorite tip was number one, not only connecting with people you know, but connecting with people you don't know. And then this visualization. So I love that. And let me ask our audience, what is your favorite tip from today's program? Please share in the comment below or send a message to us through email so we can also understand what is helping you or not. And if you found value in this program, we have additional gift for you, which would make it even more helpful. And Helena has been gracious in sharing her gift of 5 tips to build resilience. And so just go to our website, happyandhealthymind.com, and sign up for the resources. It gives you access to more than 100 resources shared by our wonderful guest on this program for free. Look for
Oh,
the gift for the
wonderful.
program 137, and you will be able to download this gift. It is our gift for you as an appreciation for being a loyal follower. If you love this program, show it by liking and subscribing. And if you benefited from this program, guess what? Others will too. We all want to make a difference in other people's life. All you have to do is click the share button, and when others benefit, you get to bask in the benefit too. So let me ask our guest, Helena, if people want to learn more about your work and access you, how can they reach you?
The easiest way is to connect with me on LinkedIn because I'm very active on LinkedIn, also with events, free events and activities. And so just connect with me. My name is Helena. That's Helena. My last name is Demyunck. I know it's a challenge for English speaking people, but that is Demyunck. And I'd be very happy to connect with you and support you wherever you need. If you want a full visualization on MP3, just send me a message and you will receive it in your mailbox.
Wonderful. Thank you. So can you give us your best advice, wrap up our message for today?
My best advice for today is just live your life mindfully and happily. And there's so much resources, as Dr. Rozina says, there's so much resources to do that. You cannot not do it. Just live your life happily and mindfully.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And let me leave you guys with this message. Today is the first day for the rest of your life. What is one small change you are going to make today so that your life is, like, say, 1% better? And if you work on it 1% every day, you would be able to live your best life with hope, health, and happiness. Stay safe and healthy until next time. Dr. Rozina. Thank you, Helena.